Happy Friday and good afternoon. This is Duffers Review 19th hole this week in golf. Thank you everybody for joining me. I'm David Thompson, Duffer One, coming out here live today to talk about this week in golf. Now, first off, let's talk a little bit about what Duffers Review is. Duffers Review is a gathering of duffers, right? I am Duffer One. I am number one duffer out here reviewing golf courses all over the nation. And actually, I play a little bit outside of the country as well. So the idea and how it was created was being catfished by websites, being catfished by the Ultimate Tee Times or the Golf Now's hot deals out there. And it started to unfold to where you would think you're getting a great deal, show up to this course, and it doesn't match up. So, Duffers Review comes together to go out there and review golf courses in one of three manners. $0 to $50 is what we call a beer rating course. Anything from $50 to $100, $51 to $100 is mixed drinks. Anything over $100 is what we call premium shots. Now, through all my stuff here on YouTube, you've seen the reviews as they're coming in. They're starting to pour in faster and faster. And one of those aspects of what you're looking at here on the Duffers Review 19th hole is we're just going to talk about everything else in golf, the golf for this week. Now, one of the cool things I like about doing this, and I've started this and kind of doing it, full time now, is the aspect of guest duffers, right? Guest duffers and courses. Well, here's the deal. If you like and subscribe, right, throw down comments, whether it's on any one of my social media platforms, whether it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, right? Like, subscribe, throw down a course that you want to have reviewed, or maybe it's a course you haven't even played yet. We're going to throw it out on the list and we're going to get out there and we're going to play with you, right? The goal is to go either, if it's one of your favorite courses, let's come out there and review it so everyone else knows the value of play. Now, next up on the agenda is Reno. It's supposed to be happening right now. Due to some flight issues and some date arrangements, we're shifting the Reno trip to September. It will be the 7th through the 9th, which gives me room to talk about another one of my favorite guest duffers, the Pick'em Pros. The Pick'em Pros, we've been going at this battle back and forth all year. Well, he decided to step it up a little bit this week, and he brought out Desmond Clark, and I'm calling him out by name as well, talking about that we're too scared to show up. Yet, I'm here every week live, talking about golf, and we set some rules and standards of what the platform's supposed to be. So, I'm calling you straight out, Derek. Set up the call, let's set up the dates, and let's make this happen. I've got a championship belt waiting to burst out of its case so it can be proudly wrapped around my waist. As usual, as the undefeated duffer, you never stand a chance. And you should bring your buddy Desmond Clark along, so you can see what the belt looks like. To hold some real hardware for once. All right. So, Duffer's Review is just a happy duffer out here playing golf with the fans, with friends. And what it's even more fun is going out to a brand new course where people don't even know what the Duffers Review is, and getting their insight as we camera up, mic up, and we go out and play with them. As you can see in some of our episodes here out on YouTube. Now, that's kind of the Duffers concept, is getting out there to play some rounds in golf and review everything aspect. I talked about, as an example, Bogey Brothers here. We took them to Vegas. We had about 3 or 4 different variables with the shirt. In Las Vegas, it's 105 degrees, and you know what? They get a based on the rating scale, they get 5 mixed drinks. Right. This polo was sweat wicking. It kept me very cool throughout the entire tournament. Even despite as how much we were drinking and water we were going down, I never felt like the shirt was saturated. Right. I never felt like it was just like, oh my gosh, it needs to be wrung out and couldn't be worn, again later. Some courses when you're playing, especially out here in Arizona in the crazy heat, it can get to a point where you're just like, all right, it's just time to let that shirt go. I've had some shirts that have been retired after a round because They just don't hold or wick well. Bogey Brothers, you guys nailed it. These things were absolutely perfect for the entire tournament. Make sure you check us out and our footage from the Las Vegas stuff here, where you get some mad shout outs. So again, reviewing golf stuff. That's what we're here to do. Now, in this week, I want to talk about the FedEx Cup. All right, we're in the final. We're in where it's all about. But now here's my question to you guys. I kind of feel like the FedEx Cup isn't really being watched. It's not really being talked about. I mean, as a golfer, I'm watching it, but it's not getting the hype I think you would see, I would think it would get, as it being the final tournament of the year, and everything. It's unique because this is also a great jumping point towards the Ryder Cup, right? The top six, that finish after this weekend's tournament are automatically in. Top 6 point earners, in the FedEx Cup, are automatically in for the Ryder Cup. So then it goes to captain's choices for the other six, which I think is going to be a huge debate. Which I'd love to see, anyone talk about who you think to see how it unfolds. But Homa right now is making a run, right? He is making a run for it. I have to give this guy some credit. 62, in the FedEx Cup was a lowest round. 10 under. Kirk with 8 under. Fitzpatrick right behind him, and then Harmon, ran it out. Now, here's what I like about it, and I was trying to understand looking at the standings and everything from it. Homa being out, and if he manages to win this, catapults him 5 up, put him into an official 6th spot. So it could put him right in. He wins this tournament, he's on the team, right? It puts him right there in the live projected spot. Scotty Scheffler, Rahm, and Glover. These guys are already from their top spots where they're finishing in the cups here. Obviously, Rahm and McIlroy, we playing for, their selective, choices here. But what's really unique is to see who else is in the battle. Cantlay. Everyone's been, talking about Fowler making major moves, in the last, stretch of the last 2 months. Me personally, I think he should be a captain's pick. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Now, here's what's unique. So this was the minimum to finish to have a chance to automatically qualify. All right. Xander Schauffele, he needed a 2-way tied for 43. Boom, he'll automatically qualify. 3-way tie for 4th, Jordan Spieth. Cameron Rung as a 2-way tie for 3rd. Colin Morikawa is a 3-way tie for 2nd. Keegan Bradley is a 3-way tie for 2nd. Sam Burns has to go solo 2nd. If Ricky Fowler could finish solo 2nd, he's in. So there's the I'm hoping Saturday and Sunday is a fly out, just balls flying down the fairway. None of this sounds legit in what I'm saying whatsoever. This sounds all dirty. But I hope he's throwing darts. All right. I hope he's throwing darts. He really can move himself forward. Now, Danny McCarthy, Lucas Glover, and Kurt. This is going to be going. Kitayama have to win it. They have to win to be automatically qualifying for the Ryder Cup. So it's really unique. So since we're talking FedEx Cup, Ryder Cup, and I think that's really what most people are really watching to see how this unfolds. I have a different belief on a little bit on the FedEx Cup itself. I think after it was originally put together or kind of designed, Tiger went out and won it. McIlroy went and won it, and kind of. the points around it was undesigned, unstructured. I feel like um, it, it's kind of like after the last. I don't feel like it carries any weight. Right, only weight it really carries for is the Ryder Cup selection. Right, so we're looking at where we're going to go with the Ryder Cup. For those of you that don't know, and I'll give you a little Ryder Cup uh, scenes here, I guess. The U.S. team will be made up from top 6 eligible players in the points ranking, with then 6 captains' picks. The European team will be made up of the top 3 eligible players from the European points list, the top 3 eligible players from the world point list, and then 6 captains' picks. Now, USA, all U.S. players have the opportunity to earn points beginning in the top of 2022 season and concluding immediately after the second FedEx Cup playoff event, which is the BMW Championship, which is this weekend's championship. And then the captain selections will be announced by Johnson following the 2023 Tour Championship. So you'll have 6 that are in. You're like, hey, here's the original 6. We got it. Here's the captain's choices. At the BMW PGA Championship, the 4th Rolex Series event of at the Wentworth Club from September 8th through 11th. It will conclude on September 3rd, a full 3 weeks ahead of the Ryder Cup, when the 6 players who qualified automatically will be confirmed. The 6 automatic qualifiers will comprise the 3 leading players of the European points list, followed by the 3 leading players of the world points list. European captain Luke Donald will then select a further 6 captains' picks to complete his 12-man team to face the United States. All right. So kind of pretty easy. Top of the line. You got to work all year to make it to the top of the list. Once you get there, you can fight it off. But it's that second 6, right? I think that's what everyone's watching, right? Everyone's watching the second 6. We already know kind of like it's going to fill this, the storm, but it's the Luke Donald, Zach Johnson mind melt game here for the 6 players you're going to put up, which I think this year is going to be the hardest year because live players can't play. So I think this is such a unique footprint to see what happens in this pairing, and or to see even the fanfare. Will it? I think first of all the matchup is always going to carry such major weight. I think there's going to be a pretty big backlash on this as well. Again, I think both tours can survive. I don't think either tour, is going to end up melding back again. But cross-pollinating, I don't think is ever really going to work either. And you kind of already seen that in the majors. I think, as an example, Koepka going out and winning one of the majors and still has no, stake into the Ryder Cup kind of makes a big kind of a big ordeal at this point. The Ryder Cup format, each of the first 2 days includes 1 4-match session and a 4-ball and 1 4-match session of foursomes. The final day is reserved for 12 single matches. Right. So there's really each match is worth 1 point, with matches ending in a tie is worth half a point to each side. The first team to reach 14.5 points wins the Ryder Cup. If the matches end in a 14-14 tie, the team holding the Ryder Cup retains it. Right? I don't remember the last time that's ever really happened. But I'm excited, for this. I think this is kind of like the major, like bringing all the different players together in like an ultimate team fashion that I think people kind of look forward to. I think it's such a unique format to be able to play in such aspects of that. So there's your FedEx Ryder Cup picks. So here are some cool things we got going down. Please throw in some comments what you guys think about the Ryder Cup. What do you think for next week? What do you think Zach's going to do in the U.S. team's predictions. Do you think he's going to, pick some personal favorites, or do you think he's going to really look at the stats and the way some people have been playing, and think this is the evolution of where they're going to be able to stream and finish at the end, right? They're going to come on strong, and this is kind of like the event everyone waits for. It's kind of like, back in my day, you try to peak at championships. Try to peak along the way. You try to, peak for the final show. I don't think a lot of people are trying to peak at the FedEx Cup anymore. I think they try to peak, to qualify to get to the Ryder Cup and then bring their best and most epic golf for that event. So I think it's a very, very unique balance to make sure that you qualify, that you make the team, all right, and to solidify your name, in history, but then making sure that you show up, to bring home the trophy at the end. So here's the other thing that's happening in golf this week. I don't know if everyone saw this or not. It was a kind of like a live, almost makes it funny to me that he's now, over on live. The money he took to go play, on live, and for this story to unfold the way it did. This is very, very unique. All right. This is a quote, an expert from one of the articles I read. And it was, I believe, the jump that kind of put the book or something, wherever this whole thing came out, right? The quote that caught my eye the most was this: based on our relationship and what I've since learned from others, Phil's gambling losses approach. When the internet's failing. There we go. All right, we're back. Let's try that again. I'm going to reread that quote because this is weird connection issues we're having in here today. I don't know what's going on there. The quote was, this is a Phil Mickelson gambling stats, right? The quote was, based on our relationship and what I've since learned from others, Phil's gambling losses approach not 40 million, as been previously reported, but much closer to 100 million. Walters wrote, right? In all, he wagered a total of more than 1 billion during the past 3 decades. All right. As a duffer, I wish I had that kind of cash, right? I would probably say if I had giggle money like Phil, I would probably be doing the exact same thing. When you've got it, why not spend it, flaunt it, do whatever you want with it? When a guy is walking around and you've heard him on average say, he's got probably 100K in his pocket at any given time, that's absolutely crazy to me, right? So when you have that giggle money factor, I don't think half of these allegations are, or story as it's unfolding here, as Phil being this, a habitual gambler or whatever. His family's not in disarray. He's not in debt, right? I know other athletes who probably have spent more, and some of my favorite athletes I know, Michael Jordan, I've been known to wager ridiculous amount of wagers on sporting venues and aspects of it, right? So I don't think this is kind of one of those, like, it would have been different if, like, the story came out that he's filing bankruptcy, that he's lost his house, his wife is divorcing him, then this story, I think, would have been like, holy crap, he really has a major problem or issue here. I think he's just having fun because he's living his best life, right? You get 200 million just to go play golf, less amount of time, which is guaranteed, and then you still get to win money while playing on this tour. The guy wants to bet, a couple $1 million. I'd like to know where they're getting the receipts on the 1 billion over the past 3 decades. What bookie's keeping those records together. But even still, the Florida lady who just won $1.5 billion by playing the lottery. in my predictions, that's not going to be generational wealth. That's just me, my 2 cents on that aspect of it. But what do you guys think? Throw it in the chats. Give me some insight. Do you think he needs to be going to Gamblers Anonymous? I mean, I think this is just him having, the means. And, imagine, here's a real question. He's in the light. He's on camera, right? He's a golfer. People are putting it out there to be seen. Imagine those that you don't see in gambling, right? Imagine those, at the poker table, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, imagine these guys sitting around a poker table, what they're wagering. I think they're wagering on such a larger and bigger scale that's playing with, you want to get, the politics, which we don't here, are playing on a bigger scale with some people who have some real dough. So I don't know. Phil the Gambler thing has been brought up to me a couple of times. He's got it. Spend it. Flaunt it. Do what you want with it. It is what it is. So we are starting, as you can see, hopefully on the social media stuff, to getting more and more in front of you guys. I'm asking more questions. I want to find out where you want to play. All right. The next week is California. We got 3 rounds in California with some of my favorite guest stuffers out there. You're going to see, see us all having a blast and a good time. If they survive Hurricane Hillary here as we're watching it unfold. So that's a unique one. So we'll see how that unfolds. But next week is California. If you're in the area, I will be posting out and shouting out the courses that we'll be playing. I do believe we have some extra tee time or slots for it. If you're a Duffer and want to come out and film with us, like and subscribe. Throw it in the chat. Throw your hands up. Let me know, and we'll let you know the tee times for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for golf. All right. Reno has been shifted. We are shifting Reno out to September. Again, I talked about this at kind of the top of the podcast here, due to flights, weather, and some things that we had some miscalculations on it, and we shifted it. And we also have the 3 courses locked in. I'm really excited to get out there and play those. So those 2 next locations immediately up in the lineup. October, again, we're out in Cancun. We're doing some vacation golf once again. I also, again, Pick'em Pros, set the call. Let's get the dates figured out. Let's get the courses locked in, because I'm tired of your shenanigans. I'm tired. It's time to put the ball on the tee and see who's walking away with the belt. All right? Line it up. Let's make that happen. Also, out of that, Thirsty Thursdays. All right? I'm bringing a new little tactic to get this camera thing better and more, polished, if you will. Thirsty Thursdays. So the concept of Thirsty Thursday is the golf course drinks, right? What is the best drinks that you guys partake in out there? Are you guys just the ones that hide a 6-pack in the bag? Are you put a handle of Tito's in your, in the bag as well? What is your golf course drink? I'm going to be making them up every Thursday. I got a whole bunch of my favorite selections. And to Greg, who couldn't make it today, here's my middle finger to you, buddy. He informed me that it wasn't an infusion, it was a transfusion, which is the purple vodka, grape, and ginger ale drink. So nothing like him wanting to call somebody out. He had in his video pointed out that he was taking shots, which comes to the very point here, Greg, in your little clip. This one's just for you. Duffers rules, because we're Duffers. And why we play Duffers rules? Because there's always somebody like you that claims to be a stick, that they can golf like there's no tomorrow. No one actually carries their handicap gin number with them anymore. So you just got to kind of take a golfer by its word. So Duffers rules, if you guys play them or not, it's pretty simple. If you roll out with the Duffers and you want to test my liver, good luck. It's par, you take a shot. Birdie, it's 2 shots. If you happen by chance, for whatever amazing, capabilities, to make an eagle, it's 3 shots, and we call your ass an Uber. All right? It's as simple as that. Greg decided to post that he apparently finally got a birdie, and he took out his little mini flask. However, if you rewatch that video, and I'm going to make sure it's tagged in this one here, his little clip, I think Greg was taking it a little bit back on that flask, than the more birdies than he has, quote unquote, said he made. The way he looked, you would think he'd have been shooting lights out. So I think he just enjoys his flavors of choice there from his flask um, when he's just feeling a need. I think it's really more because he takes them for bogeys or better. Bogeys are worse. But Thirsty Thursdays, all right, coming at you every week. We're going to throw out a new course drink. The idea is to put your guys' suggestions in there. Let's see if it's worthwhile. I'm not a big beer drinker, so I don't know what that is going to unfold for those who do that. Um, the the aspects of it. Now, here's what's cool. I love this one, Jason. I love that you're in the house. I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna go here. Jason Hurd. I get to drink all day for that very factor. Depending on how the scorecard is going, we have a 9-hole rule, right? If you haven't managed to put up one single par in 9 holes, you're now playing with the better golfers, and everyone's taking a shot together. So you make sure that everybody has some fun. You're gonna have a drink at least once or twice, throughout a round. Most of the duffers I play with, and especially myself, usually end up getting better towards the backside of the round. But it's usually because we already have our swing juice loaded into your primary drink. All right, but the shots are always there. The bag is always full. Jason, I ensure that once you put your course that you want to play, I'll make sure the shot bag is full when we come out and play that round with you, and we review it. All right, so Thirsty Thursdays. Every Thursday you'll see it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, playing there as well. The golf course drinks. Let me know what you guys think your best drink is out on the course. The transfusion is something I just learned about in Vegas, and I got a chance to try it. And the reason, Greg, I didn't know anything about it is because it's a vodka-based drink. And if you know me as a duffer, I am a rum guy. So as you guys saw it for Wednesday's National Rum Day, it was my mad shout out to Zacapa Rum. So as always, if you want to, hang back on the 19th hole with, Duffer One here, it's always going to be with a glass of Ron Zacapa, XO 23 to 12, whatever. My favorite rum on the planet to date. But still trying them all, still adding to the collection, which is great. All right, guys, I'm going to end with a little bit of I don't want to say a tearjerker, but I saw this and I got a chance to witness. I remember this back in 2020. There was a young lady who got a chance to celebrate her 100th birthday. And the 12 of some of the most profound golfers on the planet all decided to do a PGA Tour because they heard that she's a major PGA Tour fan. Sent her a video, happy birthday. All right. Now it was, middle of COVID, so it was, like the stamp. But happy birthday to Grandma Susie. She is 103 years young today. And she is out in Chicago, which is my hometown. I love it, being back there, in the Chi. And she happened to live a couple of miles away from the golf course, and it was her first time ever at a golf tournament. So she got the PGA Tour gave her the royal treatment. It was a great video to watch. Please Google, Grandma Susie, 103 years old, PGA at the BMW Championship. Everyone came out and saw it. And as always, her favorite golfer, which is becoming my new, if Tiger's not in it, it's going to be Ricky, as my choice to see, grinding back to the top. She got a chance to sit down with her favorite golfer, Ricky Fowler. And it's one of those moments that if you have no emotional feelings inside of you, I test you to watch this video, of Grandma Susie getting a chance to meet in person the majority of the golfers that said in her video 3 years ago, happy birthday to her. She got to see it live out on the course of the BMW Championship. So PGA guys, you guys did a phenomenal job with that one. With that being said, happy birthday. That is 30 minutes, guys, of the Duffers Review 19th hole. I appreciate you all for stopping in. Make sure, again, you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be more than happy to come and play around with you. That's it. Now let's go to the weekend. Tee times are booked. I'm out.